There's a lot of excitement about Saul Alvarez's first appearance here in the United States. If the kid has already had 44 professional fights, as he says he has, at age 19, is that too fast a start for his career?
No, I don't think so, because they match him very carefully. They are not fighting quality fighters down there. And as he said when we asked him at the meeting why he didn't have a longer amateur career, he said there's not a good amateur program in Mexico.
Jose Miguel Cotto, as you can see, is a body puncher, but not impenetrable opponent for Alvarez to be facing. There's a good right hand by the 19-year-old. And he is wobbled by a left hook, and he's in trouble, and Cotto's dumping him. And maybe the matchmaking was a mistake, but no, he gets out of trouble, still wobbling, still having trouble getting his feet under it. Miss, he dodges a right hand, comes back with a right. His solution is to fight.
He should be clinching.
He's fighting instead of clinching.
Well, when you're 19 and you've been so successful, you don't know a lot about having to clinch. But he's fighting back, he's trying to be intelligent and patient, and maybe his head is cleared by now.
Well, Cotto sure tried to get at him fast enough.
Well, the same punch that landed before can land again if you can try to get to the man while he's still hurt.
It was a left hook that wobbled him. Alvarez is trying to solve everything with one big right hand.
Who knows how long he can hold that weight.
Uppercut by Alvarez lands. Almost landed that sizzling right hand shot.
And here is a kid who has been picked out to watch.
Well, Emmanuel, we were talking about hooking off the jab in the last fight, and we've already seen that Alvarez does it too.
Yeah, Alvarez is a very well-trained fighter. I'm looking at he's very vulnerable to get hit, but he's got speed and power, then that's going to probably neutralize that.
Yeah, whereas Cotto has to keep driving forward.
Yeah. Alvarez is fighting that is really his proper weight too, and that makes a difference too. Very comfortable.
Were they training together down there in Tampa?
Good hard left hand by Alvarez.
They train together at the same time, but he goes in a little bit before, but go past each other. Never interfere with each other's training.
Good counter right hand up and under from Alvarez, and Cotto's glove touched the canvas. The knockdown on the scorecards.
Okay. Come back from that adversity, that would only make him bigger back home.
And he's taking advantage of his height and size. He's keeping Cotto lunging, coming in off balance, and trying to catch him with counter punches as he's getting off balance coming in.
He landed 9 punches in the last minute of round 2. That was something of a comeback rally, and in round number 3.
And if Jose can keep that pressure on him, and Alvarez is trying to keep that little space.
Emmanuel, after you analyzed the problem from the first round.
Almost learns to do it and get off balance, and he counter punches him as he comes in. See there, same thing again.
From the way he fights, you'd never guess he was 19 and been fighting for 5 years.
That's what I was going to say. Like, what you look at, he's 19, but he's had about 30-some fights. He's come from the family with 6 brothers, so he's been boxing since he was a kid.
You may see on his trunks the word Canelo. That means cinnamon. They call him cinnamon for that reddish hair.
Yeah. But looks more Irish than he does Mexican.
Canelo Alvarez led the community shots to pull out round 3. So 2-1, Canelo Alvarez.
Well, I'm thrilled you corrected me, Harold. I was unaware, did not notice that Tony Weeks didn't rule it a knockdown in round 1. Thank you, Harold, for your sharp eyes. Good uppercut.
That was a little 5-punch combination.
Because of the distance that Alvarez is keeping in the height. But if he could just get a little bit closer, he would be very effective.
Having recovered from the shock of getting hurt by Cotto in round 1. He's trying to load it up a little more. Right there. Hard right hands up and under, and the body shot. Another well-placed uppercut with the left hand.
Down him around and letting him recharge without attacking him.
With that uppercut, is well delivered and starting to gain some purchase. And look at the determination of Jose Miguel Cotto, who keeps his head right in there and stays on top of Alvarez. Terrific test for the young fighter being provided by Jose Miguel. That was crowd-pleasing action.
And what's always been interesting to me is that Mosley performed much better against De La Hoya in their first fight than in the second fight, like he was lumbering around a little from too much muscle.
Hard left hook by Alvarez. Emerging here, Emmanuel. What we're seeing from this 19-year-old is that he has unusual athletic coordination for boxing and great timing.
Yes,
great timing for when to deliver the shots.
And what I see is great poise.
And he's hurting Cotto with those right hands and the left hooks. Cotto not throwing back, finally releases his hand. Not before Alvarez got in about 8 or 10 clean shots.
Cotto's got a great chin too. Back and forth.
Good hard right hand by Alvarez.
But he's fighting a very good fight considering time off, and to be fighting a good young prospect like Alvarez.
Jose Miguel Cotto had 3 fights last year, only 1 in 07 and none in 08. On and fight a guy like Alvarez.
But Alvarez is very sharp, very crisp, and punching with full authority and crispness.
Alvarez landed 17 punches in the last minute of round number 5, and now as the last minute of round 6 arrives, he heats it up again. Keeps his stamina all the way through a 3-minute round and uses the last 30 seconds to a minute of a round to make hay.
Emmanuel.
Yes, it does. And I like the fact that he started early because of the fact that, you know, he doesn't have that type of an amateur background in it, but he's a very well-schooled fighter.
Left hook. Jose Miguel Cotto definitely takes a very good punch. You know, otherwise he would have been out of there. Canelo Alvarez has won every single round except the first with that real good left hook. I mean, he is terrific coming off those ropes. 5-1 Alvarez.
Well, we're going to see now in these late rounds how this youngster can stand the constant pressure over the course of a 10-round fight. If he throws a jab, can you call it a cinnamon stick?
So, Emmanuel, is Miguel Cotto, younger brother, watching tonight at training camp in Tampa?
Yes, he is. He's watching the entire show.
Want to say hello to your new fighter? On the other hand, a powder puff puncher compared to your guy, right?
Yeah, but the guys that Foreman has fought, the guys that nobody have knocked out neither. He's not a great puncher, but he's not that bad a puncher neither.
Are you talking on the record or off the record?
No,
here,
I'm being honest. No, I have a lot of respect for you at Foreman. Me and Miguel, the whole camp does.
Floyd Mayweather made his big comeback after 21 months in, quote, retirement against Juan Manuel Marquez.
That Mayweather was standing there in charge. It's his territory. He's just won a fight. Looked terrific in a one-sided fight. Some of those good junior welterweights.
Yes, I am very impressed tonight. Yes, considering the fact that I know he's about 10 pounds overweight. And look at that, he's taking all of these terrific shots from Alvarez.
Just look how almost clinical Alvarez is here.
4 consecutive 10-round decisions in Mexico against opponents whose names we don't know, but the 4th one was Larry Mosley of Southern California, who is a veteran from, 10, 15 years ago. So he says, I decided to dispense with knocking people out for a few fights so that I could learn what I was going to learn. It's a remarkable comment for a fighter to make.
He's fighting like a seasoned fighter. He's rolling his shoulders, counting, punching, pulling back, and counting with hooks, uppercuts.
Stop. Quick left hook by Alvarez. A knockout would come as a spontaneous product of something big rather than a plan that Alvarez has in his head. He's trying to win the fight by decision at this point.
I just think he's trying to win the fight. If the knockout comes, it comes. But he's certainly not trying to sit on a lead here.
I don't think there's any reason to say that the punching power is less than what was billed. I think this is a strong performance by Cotto to stand in and take these shots.
Yeah. And if we've ever seen a young tyro with a chance to be something. We're seeing one now. Beautiful right hand right over the top.
Tremendous quickness on that right hand. And Cotto seems to be buzzed. Cotto keeping his hands up. Not really throwing back. Alvarez targeting right hand shots. Targeting right hand shots. Tony Weeks looking. How much punishment does Tony Weeks want to allow Jose Miguel Cotto to take?
Cotto's got to start punching back, otherwise this fight will be
He's throwing back, but without any velocity. Alvarez is teeing off, and Tony Weeks is going to stop it right there. They were just above us, and you could see Tony Weeks' mind working as he watched and waited and finally saw the moment.
Here you can see the shot that catches Alvarez, which is a left hook, and that happens often with a lot of fighters who hold their right hand up protecting for a hook, but they hold it too far close to the ear, and they leave the front part of the face open, and they get caught with the shot. Right inside. And you see from there just a barrage of punches, but he was able to survive most of those and come back. Here we see Cotto coming in, landing the right hand a little too far out. This is because of the height advantage and the disadvantage that he has, throwing his punches too far out. And he really lost his balance more than anything else, but he was hit.
Officially, it's the 32nd knockout of Alvarez's career. Or check it, 24th knockout of Alvarez's career. 32nd victory, 24th knockout officially. He says, again, there are 13 more fights, 10 of which are knockouts, that have to be located and put onto the official record. He closed the show, landing 38 out of 62 power shots. Quite a demonstration by young Alvarez.
A prospect with a capital P.
Yep. Won't be the last time we see him. What a body for a welterweight. You don't see an upper body like that on many welterweights, Larry.